Hello and welcome to today's webinar in partnership with Yangi, hosted by Packaging Europe. In today's webinar, we'll find out how companies can successfully move from plastics to paper with dry forming and how the process has evolved from concept to commercial reality. My name is Elisabeth Skoda. I'm the editor-at-large here at Packaging Europe. For those of you who aren't familiar with Packaging Europe, we are the leading intelligence resource for packaging professionals around the world, via our website, as well as online and in-person events such as the Sustainability Awards and Sustainable Packaging Summit, which this year will take place in actually less than 2 weeks, from November 10th to November 12th in Utrecht in the Netherlands. We deliver daily news content, authoritative comment and analysis, case studies and high-profile interviews with leading industry players, and we enable communication across the packaging value chain. So a bit more about today's webinar. With regulations like the PPWR, SUPD and EPR schemes cracking down on plastics, producers and converters are under pressure to transition to more sustainable circular solutions. But of course, market demands need to be met. So the industry also needs solutions that are reliable, scalable and profitable. And this is where dry forming comes in. And today, our expert speakers, who have over a decade of dry forming expertise, will take a deep dive into the technology and share what they've learned from developing and scaling Yangi's Cellera platform. You'll gain rare insights into how dry forming works in practice, where it delivers the most impact, and which product categories and markets are best positioned to benefit. So in a nutshell, today you will learn how Yangi's unique dry forming technology, Cellera, is redefining what's possible with renewable materials. You'll discover which products and market segments are best suited to Yangi's technology today, and how they meet evolving market and regulatory demands. We'll also explore how Yangi's services help producers and converters de-risk investments, test the market, and turn complex regulations into a competitive advantage. And finally, we'll also uncover how Yangi's full turnkey solutions enables you to innovate, scale, and accelerate your transition from plastic to fiber. So with that, I'm really pleased to welcome our 3 speakers today. I'd like to welcome Anna Altner, who is Yangi's founder. We also have Victor Oreton, who is Chief Operating Officer at Yangi. And last but not least, we have Carlos Emeraro, who is Head of Commercial Partnerships at the company. Before I hand over to the speakers, just a little bit of housekeeping. We obviously very much welcome audience questions, which I'll then put to speakers as well during the webinar and also towards the end of the webinar. So using the comment section and chat facility, please post your questions and I'll put them to our speakers. You can obviously do this throughout the entire webinar, and of course I'll try to get as many of your questions answered as possible. And for any technical questions, please select the support button, which you will see on the left-hand side of your screen. So with that being said, I'd like to now hand over to Anna to get us started with the presentations.
Thank you, Elisabeth, for that introduction. And of course, thank you everybody for joining us today. We are today sending this webinar from Varberg. This is actually my hometown, and this is where it all started. This is Yangi's home. We are located on the west coast of Sweden. And today we are excited to talk about something that is so close to our hearts, our dry forming technology and how it's reshaping the world of packaging. Many of you maybe already have explored new ways to make your packaging more sustainable. I hope so. And maybe you even are acknowledged with dry forming technology. But whether you're already familiar or completely new to dry forming, we hope that this seminar will provide you with inspiration and valuable insights on how Yangi can support you from concept and all the way to commercial reality. And I guess since you are in the webinar, you're all into packaging. You might be a producer, converter, you maybe are a brand owner or a solutions provider. But I think this webinar will make sense to all of you. What I keep notice is that we all seem to be dealing with the same challenges. As Liz said, regulations are tightening. Consumers, they are demanding real change, not just promises. And competitors, they're accelerating faster than ever. And maybe you know that innovation is the only way forward. but the question is, how should you innovate? How should you rethink the system without losing speed, without losing margins? And this is the reality that our industry is facing right now. And this is exactly why I founded Yangi. I wanted to challenge the idea that you cannot be sustainable and profitable at the same time. At Yangi, we are convinced that packaging can be smarter, circular, and still drive competitive advantage. But first, I want to let you take me back in time for a minute. Years ago, I saw a gap. I knew packaging could be better. It could be more sustainable and more circular and more innovative. But the industry was at a standstill. There were no good fiber-based solutions on the market. Traditional processes, they moved too slowly, and ideas took months to prototype, and trying something new almost felt impossible. And I remember back then thinking, what if we could do this in a better way? What if we could move faster? And what if innovation had no boundaries? So what if packaging actually could help us consume smarter, more responsible, and more beautiful? And this is actually where Yangi's story begins. Even though Yangi as a company was officially launched in 2021, the behind-the-scenes work started over a decade ago, back in 2014, when I took the chance and started my own innovation company, the Loop Factory. And I remember it began with one question and one challenge, and maybe it was a bit of a dream to prove that packaging can be made in a better way. When we started out, it wasn't just about building a prototype. We wanted to do something that was for real. It was about proving that new ways was truly possible. And if anyone, you can easily make a package that looks sustainable and ready on Instagram, but can it scale? Is it reliable? And does it actually make money? And this is where I have seen most innovations die. Because the real problem isn't designing packaging that looks and feels green, it's helping businesses meet regulations, satisfy consumers, and still grow profitable. So we wanted to develop a solution that works on both sides, good for the planet and good for the business. And now it really gets interesting. We took dry forming, an old, almost forgotten technology that we found in a barn in Denmark, and brought it back to life here in Sweden. But now the hero of this story isn't really me. It's the vision, it's our team, and our partners, and of course, the technology. We are a team of engineers, material scientists, innovators, and we all refuse to accept limits. From our very first simple pilot that we picked up in a barn in Denmark, we have advanced step by step. And each step has been verified, refined, and strengthened to secure a complete technology platform, something that could actually work at scale. One that meets the highest demands on efficiency, robustness, and scalability. And from the very first day, we have co-developed the technology with customers. We have tested, we have learned, and we have validated together. We have performed over 15 research collaborations, and we are also backed by strong investors. And the feedback and the traction that we have received has been clear, and that has driven us forward. Today, we have a global network of trusted industrial partners, from material suppliers to machine subcontractors. And Yangi, we are ready to deliver at scale, supporting customers wherever you are. So our goal from day one has been to support brand owners and converters in making your business more sustainable, scalable, and profitable. And the mean of doing this has been to transform the dry forming idea from the barn in Denmark to industrial standards. We have taken the technology from proof of concept to a ready solution, now ready and built full-scale 24/7 production and delivering with confidence and control. We wanted to develop a turnkey solution that delivers from day one. A solution that is reliable, scalable, and profitable. And that's also why we have spent a decade of developing our dry forming technology. Not because we had to, but because doing it right from the start makes all the difference. And what you now see on the screen is the result. It's Yangi's dry forming platform, Cellera, that Victor will talk a bit more about. And I guess, Elizabeth, do you have any questions from the audience?
Yes, I do indeed. We've had a few questions that I think are relevant to this section. Let me push the first one on the screen. Yes, somebody asked, there has been a lot of communication around Yangi in the latest months, especially linked to your investment round and soft funding. What does this investment mean to you and the development of Yangi?
Oh, yes, it's true. We closed our investment round in July. And of course, I mean, it has been very important for us. And it's not only actually the financial backing. I would say it's a bold vote of confidence in a plastic-free future and that renewable solutions have a future. I would say it's also trust in Yangi technology platform, and it's trust of the team. And with this funding, now we are also ready and have the capability to grow and supply our machines globally.
Great, thank you. And somebody else asked us, why over a decade in R&D before launching your solution to the market? Why did it take so long?
I mean, it's a super good question. And of course, I mean, 10 years sounds a long time, but if you look at most innovations, I mean, it's not still that long time. And for us, I mean, when we first started with dry forming technology, we tried to look on the market, are there existing machine suppliers, but we couldn't actually find anyone that could supply us with a machine. I mean, we could buy some components and maybe integrate something together, but the whole solution became much more expensive. So we decided that we need to start everything from the beginning. And it's not only about buying components and integrating, it's actually to make the whole process work. I mean, you're taking the raw materials from the start, understanding the process settings, understanding the material recipes to actually get out the right product with the right functionality. So of course, 10 years of developing both a machine platform, but also the whole process and production system. It's why we have spent a lot of time on this. And I think that we have done now the groundwork and we have taken out the risk for our customers.
Yes, that makes sense. Thank you, Anna. And yeah, I think we have one more question that's probably a good fit here. I've heard it called, somebody is asking, I've heard it called dry molding and Yangi calls it dry forming, yet it appears that both use the same process in principle. Why is that?
I understand this might be a bit confusing. I mean, it's a dry molding, it's a dry forming. But for me, I've been working with fibers my whole life and pulp and paper industry. And when I say molding, for me, molding is actually filling a cavity. And forming is totally different. If you look at our production process, it's really about the transformation of fibers. First of all, we form the fibers carefully into pads. And then with our dual drum airlay technology, we actually also take the pads and then we thermoform it into 3D products. So for us, we think dry forming is a more correct version of what actually the process does.
Great, thank you, Anna.
Thank you. And since we are now into a technology, with that, I would also like to hand it over to Victor, and he will talk a bit more about how actually our technology works.
Thanks, Anna. So now you heard a little bit more about the history about dry forming, but I would like to bring you closer to how the technology actually works, as Anna said, and why we believe that dry forming is the right solution for brands and packaging producers looking to move into fiber packaging. But I will keep it simple. We will talk about 3 things. So the material, the process, and the system that we have built around it. So we will start with the basics, that is the material. So what goes into your packaging really matters. We use cellulose fibers sourced from responsible forestry, and they are 100% renewable, compatible with today's recycling cycles, and they can also be recycled up to 7 times without losing their quality. But it's not only about using renewable material, because the pulp quality is also really critical. It determines both the strength, the performance, but actually also the look and feel of the final product. And also, depending on the intended application for your packaging, we carefully select the right raw material so that every product performs exactly as intended, but also considering costs at every step. But apart from using renewable fibers, what is it that really makes dry forming such a unique and sustainable solution? Well, as you might know, in traditional fiber packaging, water does all the heavy lifting. You needed to move fibers, to bond them, to shape them. But water has, of course, a lot of trade-offs. It slows everything down, takes a lot of energy to get rid of. And let's be honest, it's also water. I mean, of course, it's becoming too valuable to waste. But as Anna said, the idea of waterless fiber processing has been around for decades. And what we have done is that we have taken that technology and brought it into a modern era. So what we did is that we engineered it for scale, and we built a system that runs with almost no process water. And the result of that is what really matters. So a process that cuts water and also energy use compared to traditional fiber processing. And of course, that also significantly lowers the CO2 emissions overall. But enough talking, let's see it in action, shall we? So that's our industrial demo line in action you just saw. But now let's have a closer look at the process, step by step, so you can get a deeper insight in how our technology works.
Dry forming is a real step forward in fiber packaging. By combining air-laid fiber technology with 3D thermoforming, we're showing what's possible with renewable materials. First, the pulp reel goes into a fit-for-purpose mill, which separates the fibers without damaging their structure, keeping them strong and ready for forming. Next, the fibers are carried through a specialized air system to the air-laid formation. Here, they're evenly spread out and interlocked, building robust fiber networks that gives the final product both its shape and strength. At this stage, we add tailored chemistry to boost properties like strength or barrier performance, depending on what the final product needs. Next comes fiber formation. This is where the air-laid system and our dual drum technology really shines. The fibers are evenly spread out and formed into distinct pads using a dual drum setup. This lets us control the weight, shape, and fiber distribution of each pad with precision. By optimizing the grammage on each drum, we make sure every pad performs consistently with minimal waste and uniform product weight. After that, the pads are pre-compressed and ready for 3D forming. Our unique transfer technology places them exactly where they need to go, every time. Pre-shaping can also be done during this transfer to support the press forming. Inside the servo hydraulic press, we achieve precise movement, enabling excellent forming and consistent material shaping. The result? High quality, consistent products, less waste and excellent control over both the material, the process and the final product parameters. Next, we move to product forming. This is where the pre-compressed pads are transformed into durable rigid fiber packaging. By controlling temperature, pressure and timing, the fibers bond and densify, taking the exact shape of the tooling cavity. The design of the tooling, its geometry, surface texture and release features is just as important because it helps distribute pressure evenly and ensure consistent quality. Once formed, the products move to the cutting station, which is optimized to create minimal waste. If needed, additional end-of-line steps like coating can be added before the product is finished.
So now you have seen all the process steps and hopefully you have a better understanding of the Yangi Cellera technology. But what really makes our dry forming process so unique? Well, it's the fact that every step in this technology is designed to work together as one. So as you saw, our dual drum system gives an excellent control over fibers so that every pad starts off right. We have perfected our material use so that nothing is wasted and you get consistent high quality output. And also, as you could see, our unique transfer technology keeps every placement exact every time. And all of this happens in a cycle time of about 4 to 6 seconds. So both speed, precision, and quality here comes as a standard. And as an example, you can get approximately a yearly volume of 30 million pieces, producing a tray for ready meals, as you saw in the video, while for smaller products like lids, up to 250 million pieces as a yearly volume. And putting it all together, you get a strong, reliable, and precise packaging every single time. But a process, I mean, it isn't really, it's on its own enough. To make a dry forming work in the real world and in the industry, you need a system built around it. And that's why we created Cellera. It's not just a machine, but more of a complete solution. So Cellera stands out because it is designed to be flexible. The system allows quick changeovers and adaptable product designs. So you will never be stuck with just one product if the market would change. It's also built for efficiency, so it runs fast with high uptime and low operating costs. So that means really that sustainability here doesn't come at the cost, but it actually makes business sense. Cellera is easy to operate. So one operator can easily run 2 machines next to each other. And perhaps the most important here is when we talk about ownership. When you invest in a Cellera line, you will own it from day one. And this is, let's say, the basics why we see Cellera as more than a machine. It's a foundation to produce fiber packaging. So it's built to handle today's demands, but also tomorrow's uncertainties. And if you're interested in experiencing our technology firsthand here in Varberg, Sweden, please reach out to us and we will be happy to accommodate the visit. So with that, Elisabeth, maybe there are some questions that has come in.
Yes, indeed. Somebody's asking us, you mentioned flexibility at the core of Cellera design. What does that mean in reality?
Thank you. Well, I guess flexibility could mean a lot of things, but for us, it really means that the system is built to adapt. So whether you want to run one product 24/7, or you want to run several different products, you are able to. So you will be able to, have an adaptability in materials, so you can run different types of materials. When it comes to product designs, by changing tooling, it's a quick process and you can run different product designs. And at the same time be efficient, operational wise, because a changeover, you can do that from stop to start in less than an hour. So in reality, it means that you can, if you want to, you can respond to customer needs and changes on the market without being slowed down by your equipment.
Thank you. Yes, that makes sense. A second question we had is, can you use materials other than cellulose? What about unbleached pulp or recycled fibers?
Yes. Well, we can say that unbleached pulp, it works very well, and that's been tested for a long time. And recycled pulp, I mean, we are testing it currently to fully understand the impact on both operation and product performance. And we can say that our technology also gives you the possibility to feed in different material types. So we can actually currently test, new material compositions and a little bit more specific for certain product areas and product requirements. I can also mention that we have a R&D team here in Varberg who are, let's say, daily exploring new fiber sources with the aim of finding new solutions, expanding the portfolio, discussing with different supply chain partners, so that you would always have access, to the best and most reliable solutions.
Great, thank you, Victor.
Thank you, Elisabeth. So with that, let me now hand over to Carlo, our head of commercial partnerships, and he will give you a little bit more details on what the transition to fiber practically means.
Thanks, Victor. Okay, so we have seen how dry forming works and why it's a breakthrough technology. But the real question is, how do we make it work for you? At Yangi, we believe the best way is simple. First, we shape ideas while we are starting the project to deliver the dry forming platform to you. We help you develop the packaging you need to produce, refined for optimum performance in dry forming, turning your ideas into practical solutions. Then we scale together. We secure that your packaging can be produced from concept through full-scale validation, making sure every step works seamlessly. And finally, we set new standards. When Cellera is installed at your factory, we support you in optimizing your production, driving improvements in speed, quality, and cost effectiveness, so your operation run at their best. Our job is to take something complex and make it a standard. When work with your goals, your team, and your ambition to build a solution that truly fits your business. And when do it all with transparency. No hidden agendas, just an open partnership built on trust. Over the years, working closely with clients has taught us how successfully could guide them through their transition to fiber. Since every fiber journey is unique, our approach has always been and will always be tailored to your specific needs and starting point. Some partners are ready to install a machine and move straight into production. Others are just starting to explore fiber and need guidance on what products to create. Wherever you are, we meet you there and grow with you. A transition from initial idea to market launch typically looks like this. First, we become partners, signing an agreement for a Cellera platform, and we start to design your product. We focus on the look, feel, and form of your packaging. Sometimes that means adapting something you already have. Other times it's creating a completely new concept for your portfolio. Once the design is set, we move into product development. This is where we refine the concept. We're testing different materials and prototypes until it meets performance standards and is ready for a pilot launch. Next comes process development. We fine-tune the machine setting, from fiber formation to pressing and cutting, to make sure the product performs consistently at scale. And finally, we end the production setup. We install in Cellera in your facility and stay with you until the startup, providing ongoing production and supply chain support, so your market launch is smooth, efficient, and profitable. Here are a couple of examples of smart and successful packaging projects we have created with our clients. Each design meets real market demand for more sustainable solutions. Also, the high quality feel and look of our products elevate the end customer's experience, building brand loyalty and trust. And of course, performance and ensuring the product functions is one of our highest priorities. These projects show that with our dry-forming technology and expertise, combined with long-term collaborative partnerships, we can turn ideas in real impact. Now, it's important to say, dry-forming isn't meant to replace every kind of packaging. As it stands, our technology is best designed to replace single, everyday use rigid products like trays, lids, and protected inserts. This is where it makes the biggest difference, both in terms of sustainability and in terms of market demand. So we have developed our own portfolio of signature Yangi products. The products that you see now are exactly the kinds of products where dry forming can scale quickly and deliver real impact. For example, we have developed dry form fiber trays for takeaway, meat, and deli. They combine sustainability with the durability and functionality that these categories demand. We design with regulation in mind, so our products are future ready and fully recyclable. They are optimized to use minimal resources in production. We make sure they are safe, eliminating harmful substances, and they are aligned with extended producer responsibility requirements. Basically, these trays are built to deliver both performance and true circularity. With dry forming, you get more than just a product. You get flexibility in design, in performance, and in the way your packaging can give you an edge in the market. We can shape products to meet your specific needs, whether that's strength, efficiency, or competitiveness. Smart features like denesting, stacking, hole punches, or custom cuts can be built directly into the forming process. Barrier performance is another key benefit. We offer water, grease, and oil resistance, all without compromising recyclability. Our packaging offers a wide range of opportunities for decoration. Embossing is available now, including micro-detailing that brings depth and refinement to your branding. Printing and label solutions are currently underway, giving even more ways to elevate your packaging in the future. And also, we have perfected our material use to deliver consistent, high-quality output while keeping trim and product weight to a minimum to maintain cost competitiveness. In short, we help you produce packaging that works, both for your business and for the system it will live in. So, if you are wondering, how do I get started? Before I get into it, if you scan the QR code on your screen, you can book a call directly in my calendar, so we can have a practical conversation and discuss what your transition to fiber could look like. So, what are the first steps? First, we develop a viable business case. We take a close look at your product requirements and match them with our technology. From there, we engineer the process and the design to make sure you get the most competitive solution possible. Next, we assess the project feasibility. This is where we ensure that your technical and financial targets are aligned with the business case. Once everything makes sense, we kick off the project. You define what you want to achieve, and we make it sure happen. From start to finish, we are clear with a clear path and a full support along the way. As I mentioned before, whether we kickstart the project developing a product for dry forming or delivery a Cellera machine ready to go into full production, it's up to you. But keep in mind, we don't just deliver machines. We deliver our know-how, our experience, and hands-on support to help you get the most out of dry forming. And second, the design space will expand. We will be able to form more complex shapes with sharper angles, which really opens the door of new categories. So the future is just more of the same. It's broader application, increased performance, and bolder design possibilities. Elizabeth, from my point of view, I have said a lot. Do you have any question?
Yes, thank you, Carlo. Yes, somebody's asking us, how do you see the development of your technology in 5 years?
So, well, today the dry forming is producing is strong, where we are producing a lot of single-use products like trays and lids. But in the future, there are big developments for our sector, thanks also a wide partnership with barriers technology and material provider that can allow us to increase the shelf life of the dry forming products, and we can enter in wider products range in the dairy, in the chocolate, and the coffee sectors also.
Okay, great, thank you. And I'll take one more question now. Somebody's asking, why don't we see more deep-drawn fiber products?
Basically, because now with the market, what is the market is asking to us is shallow products, and easy to open the market with shallow products and fulfill this demand. But deeper products are possible, and our R&D department is already working on taking this challenge and make this happen, and we see many deeper products arriving in the next few years. But it's not only for us taking the challenge, it's also how the market want to commit with us. We can take the challenge, but also we can develop deeper products, having the market that will commit with us with exploring and developing this area of deep drawn products with dry forming.
Great, thank you, Carlo.
And I will invite again Hannah.
Yes, so I think it's my turn again. Hello, I'm back. Listening to Victor and Carlo, I hope you have received a lot of insights. And I also feel incredibly proud and excited about what we have achieved together. And actually, it feels extra special that as we speak today, a Cellera machine is entering the European market. At Yangi, our mission isn't to win design awards. It's to turn real challenges into advantages for real. Your challenges with solutions that perform and can scale and support a profitable growth. We have chosen renewable materials that fit in existing recycling systems. And we have also removed water from the process to increase speed, save energy, and cut emissions. We have built a system that is efficient, precise, and scalable, giving our partners ownership, flexibility, and profitability from day one. And that's the power of Yangi Cellera. And the best thing, it is available for orders today. When you invest in a machinery, everything is included. The full technology, our know-how, and ongoing support to make it perform from day one and beyond. We want to be with you all the way, from the idea and sketch to full-scale production, and we want to continuously optimize once your machine is up and running. We are a focused team. We have long experience in materials, engineering, and scaling, but we are also surrounded by a strong global partner network, and that means that you already today can feel confident wherever you operate. With dry form products reaching the European market in early 2026, forward-thinking brands, they are already making the move. The technology is proven, it is scalable, and it's ready for the future. So if you're ready to explore what dry forming can do for your business, let's talk. And hopefully you maybe already have booked your call with Carlo, but you can of course also reach out to us by email, by visiting our website or on LinkedIn. Also make sure to follow us for live updates. A lot of amazing stuff will happen. And of course, we want to invite everyone to come and visit us to our demo facility in Sweden. So please reach out. And if you plan to attend Packaging Europe's Packaging Summit in Utrecht, me and Carl will be there. So let's connect in person. You can reach out in advance, or you can keep an eye out for us at the event. And I want to thank everyone. I mean, there's a lot of listeners out in the space to taking your time. I know everyone has a valuable time. And also considering to join us on our journey towards a renewable packaging future. Thank you. And I get, Liz, that there are a lot of questions maybe.
Oh yes, we have quite a lot of questions. So yes, now it's time to head into the sort of main bulk of the Q&A. Feel free to keep them coming, even if we don't get through all of your questions today. I'm sure, as our speakers mentioned, they'd be very happy to get back to you anyway later on. So yeah, let's head into the questions. Somebody's asking us. I'm a bit confused. Do you sell packaging material or a machine to make it?
Maybe I can take that question. I mean, Yangi, we are a packaging machine supplier. So we are selling the machine to our customers, and the machine is really the enabler for you to start with producing fiber-based packaging. Then in our business model, we also can offer you materials. We can offer also your process support, design and tooling. Everything that is needed for you to have a smooth and 24/7 operation that you don't need to bother to take care of the R&D. That we can do for you.
Perfect, thank you. Another question we had was, how do you stand out compared to other players in the market, such as Palpack?
Should I take that one as well?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, when you come to Yangi, we sell the machinery. You will buy the machinery and you will own the machinery. So when you buy a machine, it's license free. And secondly, I would say that our dual drum forming technology is quite unique. I mean, we have created a system where you actually place the materials in a very precise way and can draw the benefits from actually producing from pads. And that makes it more cost efficient and also more precise and robust. So that's what we would say that's the biggest differences.
Great, thank you. Somebody else asked us, are you able to work with deep products such as yogurt pots?
You want? I will take it.
Yeah, yeah. I think you mentioned a little bit about
yes,
it.
We are completely evolved. Our R&D team is working to approach also this kind of product. And if we met a customer that would like to improve and or make a new development for a yogurt cup, we are taking the challenge, and with a commitment of with the customer, we can deliver the machine able to make the product with a journey that we will start together with our taking the challenge and his commitment. So the answer is yes, if the foundation will be a common ground partnership.
And also just to mention, we already have those kind of projects in the pipeline.
Yes.
So all the projects we run are really customized, customer specific.
Perfect, thank you. Let's click that off. Somebody else is asking us, how do you manage the IP landscape, not naming the company which claims the invention of dry molding fiber?
Very good question, and I think this is maybe the most common question we get every day. I mean, first of all, I mean, Yangi has full freedom to operate. We have a patent portfolio of more than 25 patent families. And I would say it's quite brave to claim that you own a space. I mean, we are free to operate. So if you go to us, you don't need to buy any license from another player in the dry forming space. Thank you.
Perfect, thank you. Somebody else is asking us, is it possible to reintegrate the fibers in the process when barrier additives or chemicals are applied during the process?
Yeah, maybe I can answer that. So I would say to the answer, if it's possible, I would say yes, it is possible. We have started to optimize our use of materials. So let's say the waste or the trim is minimal. So that's a starting point that we have selected. By doing so, I think there are some challenges with feeding back recycled material from the process, where you both have additives, chemistry, and you have your pulp material. So what we have selected is to start with not doing it in our platform, just to focus on really low variation and really high quality on the pads and the products that we produce. So I would say in the continued development, yes, it is possible to do it.
Perfect, thank you. Another question we had was, how does it work to use Yangi technology in comparison to your main competitor who works on a license base and share royalties?
I think we already a bit answered the question, but maybe Carlo, you want to take it forward again?
But when you come to us, you buy the machine, and we help you to deliver. We deliver the machine to you, and you are free to develop your business. So what we are backing you up as a customer is to support you to further development of products. If you want to develop a new product in our machine, or services, extra services, but we are not having any kind of license fee. We are not asking any license fee. We are supporting our partner to make as much a profit as he can with our know-how, our intelligence from Sweden. But we are delivering the technology in order that the customer, our partner, can make his own business.
So I would say that, I mean, Yangi is more a traditional machine supplier, if you see it that way. So when you buy a machine, you also buy a license to use it. That's included.
Great, thank you. Somebody else is asking us, when you say recycled 7 times, do you mean you use a formed product and make new pulp out of it?
I mean, if you look at the fiber system as a whole, I mean, cellulose fibers can be recycled actually even more than 7 times. There are actually new investigations saying that you can actually recycle cellulose fibers more than 15 times. So I would say that's why cellulose is such a good material. It's the recyclability and the possibility to recycle the packaging.
Thank you. Another question we had, why did you choose not to use an additional tissue around your fibers? How does it impact the end product?
Victor?
Yeah, but I think it's a good question. If we look at, I mean, tissue as a carrier, I think looking at discrete pads as we are creating, I mean, as I said in the previous question, we are focused quite a lot on the actual quality, and our dual drum system and the preciseness that we can achieve with the grammage weight, but also with actually interlocking the fibers, we see that we get forces, in our pads to keeping them together to really create strong, rigid, the durable packaging without the need of using any carriers or any added materials. Tissue, I mean, could be a carrier, but it's also driving costs. So We have focused quite a lot on developing without the need of using such materials, and that's where we are today.
Great, thank you. And somebody else is asking us, do you also offer packaging with barriers, for example, excuse me, for example, for moist or wet foods?
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
I mean, when we, as Carla described, the process on how we work with our customers, we first of all set the requirements on the packaging, and depending on what kind of packaging you want to produce, there are different kinds of barriers. And we are developing barrier solutions for different applications. It could either be that it's embedded in the material, but it could also be as a coating solution or as a lamination solution.
Great, thank you. Somebody else is asking us, how do you manage undercuts?
I would say that is actually also depending on the product. So if you have a solution with undercut, I mean, please reach out to us, and we can take that question directly on the specific product, because there are different solutions to solve it.
Thank you. Somebody else is asking us, is it also okay to use this technology for small series, for example, 600 pieces in one production run?
I can answer this.
Yes, yeah, of course.
One of the really benefit of our platform is that it's very flexible. As Victor said, each change of tool is almost possible within 1 hour. So if you have one machine, one Cellera, you can have multiple tools, and you can just change the tools very quickly. So the Cellera platform is thought for high productivity when you are just running just one product. But if you have multiple products, a lot of products, it's also possible to run small batches with changing the tools very rapidly. So you can have with one Cellera both scenario, with high productivity or very small productivity, but with 1,000 of different products, and you can use always the same platform.
Great, thank you very much. I can see we have lots of questions coming in, so we probably won't be able to answer them all today. But yes, like I said, our speakers will be very happy to answer them later on. It's fantastic to see that much engagement. You might be breaking records here. Yes, somebody else is asking, what is the minimum release angle in the forms?
Do you want to answer, Carla or Victor?
You can do it if you want.
I can do it.
Yeah.
I mean, the minimum release angles, I would say that is the same question as before. It's really product depending. So it's also how we work. I mean, we worked close with our customers to review the design. And for some products, we can have very small release angles, actually less than 3 degrees. But for some products, you need to have higher release angles. So it's not one answer to that question. So if you want to explore, I mean, we can look at your products and tell you if it's feasible or if we need to do a design modification.
Perfect, thank you. Oh yes, I found the question, sorry. Somebody's asking us, is it possible to use colorful fibers?
The question was if we can use colored fibers.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, we have done trials with colored fibers, but then of course you need to some way have a colored raw material, or you need to add coloring in the process. From a commercial perspective, that's nothing we offer at the moment, but it's actually possible to do that in the technology.
Great, that's good to know, thank you. Okay, somebody else is asking us, compared to the IML process in plastic injection, how do you add printouts or even print directly on the end products? Can that be done directly during the thermoforming process?
Can I take this?
Yes.
Yes.
So we are working with a different printing partner, but the printing will be done after the press and cutting unit. So will be an additional station where we will make the printing on the 3D product already produced by our platform.
Great, thank you. Also relating to the thermoforming, somebody's asking us, what is the size of the thermoforming area? What restrictions do you have when deciding the number of cavities in your thermoforming area?
I think that's a perfect question for you, Victor.
Yeah, so I would say in our Cellera technology, it's currently 450 millimeters wide press table, 850 millimeters in machine direction. And when you ask a little bit about, what the restrictions, I would say, as you saw on the movies, we create our own, raw material, our pad in the machine, and the pad size is of course directly connected to the size of the product. Also, as you talked about, release angles, the depth. So the size of the pad really is then connected to the size of the actual cavity, creating, the specific product, and that will be the limiting factor, of course. How many, of those type of products do you fit within the measurements on the press table?
Fantastic, thank you. And somebody else is asking us, how do the added barrier products affect the life of your thermoforming tools?
It's a good question. As far as we have seen today, we haven't seen any affection on the tooling on the added barriers.
Okay, thank you. Another question we had was, is the machine commercially validated for full speed production, and what would full speed be?
Yes, is commercially for full speed production, and the cycle time is, as Victor showed in the presentation, is between 4 and 6 seconds per cycle. So depending on the shape of the products, but we are in this range, from 4 to 6 seconds per cycle.
And also, just to complement your answer, I mean, the demo line we have in Varberg, we have also capability to support customers to do launch production before you invest in a machine. So you can do commercial production and test launch your products supported by us.
Perfect, thank you. Somebody else is asking us, if you change materials, how do you clean the machine in between runs, in brackets, different fibers or different barrier products?
Yeah, maybe that's a question for me. So as you saw in the little bit longer movie with the voiceover, if you change the material, you more or less change the roll, and then you put a new material in. Of course, if it's a big of a difference of the material you are using, and you can't have any cross contamination, then it could be smaller residues that you would like to, let's say, open a mill and clean. In the process itself, of course, it's more or less vacuuming. In the piping systems, there are very high airflow, so no let's say, fibers left. So it's a quite easy process, very visible to clean and very quick to clean, comparing to other wet processes.
And also adding to that, I would say that now you don't see that on the movie, but if you come and visit us, and when you push the button and start the machine, it's an instant response. So, and that also comes with the change of materials, that you can see an instant change when you change materials. For example, if you go from bleached to unbleached, it's still fascinating me, even if I've been working with this for such a long time.
Yeah. No, but it's a really good example, Anna, when you have run from bleached or from unbleached to bleached, for example, then of course you can do a cleaning of maybe 30 minutes and then so you don't have any brown particles in your white products.
And you don't need to run the machine for a few hours or even a few minutes. So you can start instantly with producing ready-made products.
Great, thank you. And yeah, I can see we have loads more questions, but we're beginning to run out of time. So I'll ask you one more, and then we have to wrap it up. Yes, somebody's asking, what surface roughness can you achieve?
Oh, do you mean surface roughness or surface finish?
Well, the answer is one.
Yeah.
Question
When
says
we
roughness,
send-
but
But the answer is always the one. When we send samples to our potential customer, the first feedback that we are receiving is, wow, it looks plastic. So this maybe is giving also an indirect answer to this question, that is it look very smooth. And also maybe this is another data more technical to share, is when we try to apply coating, the amount of coating that we put in our product is double, 3 times less compare a wet molding product. It means that the surface is much more smooth, and the coating can stand is a proof of fact that the surface is very smooth.
And also, just to comment, we also have done a commercial production for premium cosmetics with really, really detailed patterns that you cannot almost see by the eye. So that also means that you need to have a really smooth surface to be able to create those fine patterns.
fantastic, thank you. So yeah, unfortunately, we've run out of time. We could probably go for another half an hour to answer more questions, but yeah, I'm sure our speakers will be very happy to get back to you and answer all your questions later on as well. So that just leaves me to thank our speakers, Anna Altner, Victor Oretson, and Carlos Semeraro for sharing their insights. And yes, I should just also mention that the webinar will be available on demand within the next couple of days, and you'll be sent a link to access it in case you want to recap on anything you've seen today. So yes, thank you very much, everybody. It's been a great session, and yeah, goodbye. Thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.